Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we are here and we're playing F1 2020 and Project Cars 2, of course, getting ready for the Portugal Grand Prix. So, of course, as we've been doing with the tracks that are not raceable in F1 2020, we're coming in here, Project Cars 2 or Gran Turismo, or even instead of course, I don't know which one we've used for each track, but we're racing Portugal Algarve here, and we're using a 2017 Indy car to try it out. I feel using an Indy car will give us at least a little bit more of a feel for how the track might drive with an F1 car, because of course Indy cars are open wheel cars as well. They just don't have as much power. So, we're also using the road course setup for Indy cars. Of course, Indy car races on both ovals and road courses here in America. So, you know, I'm getting a phone call now. That's exciting. Oh, God. It's probably nothing important. It just popped up and said United States, so we'll see. But yeah, this track seems kind of fun. I mean, I like it. This car is good to drive, too. I'm enjoying it. I'm going to go for the pass on this car here into probably the braking zone. Ooh, that could be a good passing zone there, I think. Oh, he's coming back at us, though. This track feels pretty good. I'm actually enjoying it a lot. I think driving it with this car is a lot more fun, because we did Mugello with a Ferrari F40, and it didn't feel great. So I think using this car... Ooh, I'm getting squeezed out here. We're racing in practice. A little bit on the edge there, a little bit of contact. I'm going to go off into the gravel, though, from that contact, because I just messed up my corner so much. Here we go down the hill now. I'm going to work on coming back up this hill behind, of course, the other IndyCar. I don't know what team that is, but the number 2 Verizon wireless car. Let's see what we can do here. On the brakes behind, but really, really closing up. Getting a good feel for this track. I'm enjoying it. Swing around here, just get on the edge there. And now here we go down the hill. Ooh, a little bit of contact made to the rear of the car there. We're going to go one more lap here before we swap over to F1 2020 to race the F1 cars. Of course, that's been something we've been doing. Really, really hard into that corner. A little bit wide there. I'm sure there'll be track limits forced on that corner in the F1 race. I'm sure of it. A little bit loose there on the corner. Getting the rear tire on the curb. Into here, hard on the brakes once again. Through the corner now, we're going to try to get back up this slight hill. A little bit of an interesting turn there. On the brakes there once again. Trying to get by this car. I'm going to push him wide onto the gravel. That's what I had to do there to make that pass work. Oh no, big mistake, big mistake, big mistake. Off into the gravel again. I go that time. We got a car once again in front of us that we gotta try to get by. See the front step there a little bit. Final lap here, of course, of practice. We have a 5-minute practice session in this game. He's going to get away from us there in the end. But that is going to be the track. I really enjoyed it. I thought that was a good track. Very, very fun. So we're going to now step over to play some F1 2020. All right, here we are. We're racing as Daniel Ricciardo here in Mexico. Of course, he came off of a brilliant podium in Germany, so we're going to race here. Getting ready for Portugal. Oh, I fully sent that. What did I do? I pressed the wrong button. I don't want to do that. This is the button that I want. So we're going to just keep with the theme of racing a yellow car, pretty much. We raced a yellow car when we did the other portion of this, so you know, we'll stick with that here. So get on the brakes just a little bit. We're behind Albon. Let's see what we can do. Can we get the win here in Mexico? We had a brilliant run to the start. We've already got by Vettel and Verstappen. Albon's slowing us down a little bit here. Oh shit, I used too much ERS deployment. That's gonna hurt us now on this lap. We're way off circuit. I either get that area perfect or terrible. I forgot to turn off ERS deployment from using it on the launch. Just hope the AI don't use too much ERS through these corners, and we should be in a decent spot. Basically, the point of these videos is we just like to, you know, get prepared for the race, get some F1 cars on the track, and of course just also play tracks that maybe we don't get to see in 2020 and, you know, on the calendar, and that's exactly what we're doing here. Full send against Albon. No contact. That sent him spinning, which is good. Just a little bit of contact with his front wing, but we're good. So now we got to start chasing down Bottas and Hamilton, and then Charles Leclerc in the lead. So let's see what we can do. Try to get back on the surface a little bit more of this track. We've been everywhere in the last lap or two, besides on the actual racing part, I feel. So through here, just get a little bit on the brakes, and the car just wants to sort of swing out a little bit. So again, use some more ERS. Try to start catching these Mercedes. We're fastest through sector 2. On the brakes through here, get that curve as we want to. And if we start chasing down these Mercedes, we're going to have 3 laps to try to catch the Mercedes and the Ferrari. But we go wide and take off our front wing. Disaster. Absolute disaster in this corner. We can't get through there without taking off that wing, dude. Man.
Are you all right? Sit tight, the marshals are on their way.
We're just carrying so much speed. Okay, brake now, hit that curve. There we go. I want to use Rich Mix here and get some ERS going.
DRS now available.
DRS is available. Of course, we got to be within a second of Bottas, and right now we're about 1.4, so no DRS, at least for us in this section. Of course, if we can get DRS before that next section. A little bit of corner cutting there. If we can get within a second of him there, though, we can do something. See, Albon's falling down now. Vettel's gone by him. He definitely is a little bit slow on the track. The Red Bulls really aren't doing brilliant, honestly, looking at that. Albon's in 6th. Verstappen's now 6th, though. 6th and 7th for Red Bull? Oh, God. They're battling each other. We'll get Christian Horner and Helmut Marko to be mad at them, bro. Alright, here we go. DRS is enabled. Get some Rich Mix going here. Still going. Oh, God. Oh, God. Full absolute idiotic move there.
Okay? That was a
Oh,
nasty
man.
hit. Turn the engine off and wait for the marshals.
I went way too fast. I was just so far behind him still. Alright, so we go from here. Only use DRS and Rich Mix. We're not going to go with ERS here. ERS is what gave us too much power through that section and really sent us into the wall, I feel. So if we can stay behind Bottas, of course, we'll stay within a second of him. Now we can start using ERS. Turn off ERS now so we don't deplete it entirely. Of course, when you play career mode cars and then you come to this, it's kind of a bit of a shock. All right, so here we go on the brakes. We're catching Bottas, but can we pass him? Now we make contact with him and really yeeted our career, so not what we wanted to do.
To slow down
Through the grass there just a little bit, anything to try to stay right behind Bottas. We're going to have to use Rich Mix, just dive him here. And we have to count on Lewis Hamilton to help us here. Lewis Hamilton, of course, going for win number 92, which would be the all-time Formula One record for wins. Which is crazy to be witnessing that kind of history where you see somebody get all-time wins in a series. For me, obviously, I've watched NASCAR for a lot of my life, and you know, it's always been like the most wins in NASCAR is an inobtainable number in the current, you know, and in the way that NASCAR is, it's inobtainable to get the most wins. Like, nobody's ever going to surpass that. And they say, you know, records can be broken. But in NASCAR, 200 wins, nothing's going to be broken. The way that they used to race, by racing every single, like, multiple races a week, there's like 50 races on the schedule one year. Like, nobody's going to be able to obtain that in the current 36 race schedule where, you know, the most wins are, you know, maybe a driver gets 10 on a season. So, you know, you're never going to see that. So to be witnessing that in Formula One where it is possible to break the record for the wins, like, it's obtainable number. It's so cool to, like, be witnessing something like that. And to see Lewis Hamilton doing that it's crazy. And when he won that race in Germany, tied Schumacher's record, like, it was pretty cool. And it was just so cool when he got the helmet from Mick Schumacher, handed the helmet from what Michael had with his time at Mercedes. Like, it was so cool to see that. And, you know, to be witnessing that, and any time now that Lewis Hamilton wins a race, it's going to be the all-time record. Like, that's crazy that his next win is that. And then
nice work. That's P1. Race win.
From then on, it's just going to be adding to it. So, you know, win 92 is going to be the record. Then he gets 93, 94. So to see that is just so cool, I feel.
Stuff from Renault today. What a superb victory.
So we were up there. We were able to get by Leclerc because he just got super slow. And then in the end there, he just dove in on Hamilton. Of course, I don't want to really take off his front wing, you know, to beat him, but it was kind of fun to just dive in there. So yeah, this here is some decent video. Portugal, of course, coming up. Lewis Hamilton, of course, can get win number 92 and set the all-time record for wins. And of course, the same thing with the podiums. Every time he gets a podium, is further setting the record for the all-time record for podiums. It's kind of crazy. So it's pretty cool. So I had fun with this race. A little bit interesting. Of course, next week is the Emilia Romagna manga.
So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Grand Prix, which is from Imola.
Antonin,
So
another fantastic weekend of racing.
why they didn't just
Good
use
morning,
the old
joiners,
names
and
that they
we'll
used to
see
have
you
to these
for the
tracks, like
next
San
one.
Marino Grand Prix and like, even bring back the European Grand Prix for like the Nürburgring or the Luxembourg Grand Prix, like that kind of thing. Why they went with Eiffel Grand Prix, and Emilia Romagna Grand Prix, and that type of stuff. It's very weird to me why they did that choice, especially for those tracks that have had races. Like I think that's something like Austria when they did 2 races of the Styrian Grand Prix, that was one thing. And Britain when they did the 70th anniversary Grand Prix, that was one thing. But these tracks that they're going to, like, that they've raced out years ago, like again the Nürburgring, why wasn't that just the European Grand Prix, the Luxembourg Grand Prix, like it always was called? Obviously I get why it's not called the German Grand Prix due to naming rights being held by the Hockenheim Ring. But the other 2 names, you could use that. You could do Luxembourg Grand Prix or the, European Grand Prix like it used to be used before. And the same with Imola. Why is it not called the San Marino Grand Prix? It's called the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. Like, what is that? Either way, thank you for watching. It's been fun. And we'll see you guys in the next one.